What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Punk Rock Player One channel, and I got another review for you guys today. So I've been trying to get into like recent artists and stuff, so I can kind of get into more kinds of music other than pop punk, which I love pop punk and punk rock, but. Just like in the old days when I used to listen to the radio, like on the way from school or to school, that's how I got introduced to all kinds of songs. So I've been kind of putting myself out of the way to find new stuff. So I saw that this released recently. This is Gloom Division by I Don't Know How, But They Found Me. And I saw the hype for I Don't Know How, But They Found Me a couple years ago. I think with their like EP that has the yellow and red. Apparently they like yellow and red and orange, as you can see on this album cover. But I saw the hype for that, and I was like, I wonder what that is, and I didn't check it out. So I thought I would check out this album. So this is coming from a guy who has never heard, and I don't know how, but they found me song. So this is kind of a unique perspective if you're looking for that. So I'll go ahead and give you guys my honest thoughts about what I think about the tracks on the album. So starting off with Downside, this is the banger alert. I like the edge the guitars have on this track, and in my opinion, this song has the best chorus on the album. And I'll go into detail a little bit later about the vocals of this guy. I really like this guy's vocals. I didn't know this, but this guy was at one point, for a long time, the bassist of Panic at the Disco. I think from 2007 to 2017, I think, or something like that, I think I read. So that's interesting. I like Panic at the Disco. I'm not a huge Panic at the Disco fan. I love their first album and a little bit of their later stuff, but that is very cool that this guy was the bassist for a while. So that's very cool, and it makes sense because all of these songs have great bass lines, and they're very brilliant. We'll go into more detail about that in a little bit. So yeah, the Downside, easily one of the top 5 tracks, and we'll go over that at the end of the review, what my top 5 tracks are. The second track is Gloomtown Brats. Again, very funky bass lines, and this is a very good track as well. I like it. The vocals on this track definitely stick out, hitting those high notes. I like Gloomtown Brats. It's pretty good, pretty decent. And then the track that caught my eye is Infatuation. All right, so clearly this guy or this band is into 70s and 80s stuff, because in my opinion, this sounds like an 80s Hall & Oates track, which is a compliment because I love the production on this track. It sounds like it was made in the 80s. It sounds like it basically sounds like it is the 80s personified into a song. And again, his vocals are very good on this track. And I believe there might be some guest lady vocals in a couple of these tracks. I'm not sure about that. I felt like I heard a lady singing in a couple of these tracks, but correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. But a good pairing. I like that. But when he sings, it sounds great. And he's singing most of the time on this album, I believe. This is definitely one of the top 5 tracks for me. Very cool sounding piano and keyboards throughout the song. I really like whatever effect they have on the keyboard. It sounds very retro synthwave kind of feel. The very carefully crafted songs for sure, with the melodies and all that. So great song. Infatuation is a very good song. Highly recommend. Next song after that was What Love. And with this track, it's a little slower, but it really dives into the kind of funk kind of feel that I get with this album. And vocals very much remind me of INXS and Duran Duran. And yeah, his vocals sound so freaking good on here. Kind of like that famous INXS song. Very much like that. Which makes that song stick out, to be honest. The next song, I don't know if this is like purposely a typo, but SPKOTHDVL is definitely... This is indie rock, synth kind of album, so you're not going to find much like hard rocking songs on this. But this is probably the hardest rock track on here, and it sounds... Just to give you an idea of what kind of hard I'm talking about. Not that hard, like the White Stripes. But me being a softie for rock and roll, look at the shirt. I mean, I love my riffage. This probably will end up being my favorite track on the album, or near it. Yeah, and his vocals also sound very much like the White Stripes, particularly on this track, probably because it's right beside some sweet riffage. So that's that track. Very good. It's like somebody smashed their face against a keyboard. It's a great song. Yeah. And then the next song is 6 Feet. Very islandy kind, and this kind of happens later in the album, in the latter half of the album. You get kind of like a beachy, balmy island kind of feel. Like, I don't know if he was going for that, but that's kind of how I feel about a lot of these tracks, and this is one of them that I feel like that. Very islandy sounding, beach, sunny sound, and it's kind of funny because this song has very dark lyrics. About him in a relationship with a girl, I believe. But yeah, it's a good song. I'll have to listen to it again, but I don't think I would make many repeat listens on 6 Feet, just because it's a little slower, and I like my songs to be a little bit faster, but not to take away from this track. It's very good. Next track is Find Me. These have very mellowed vocals, and it sounds... Yeah, his vocals to me on this track and throughout the album sound very much like the not screaming vocals of the band from Britain called Royal Blood. And yeah, that's very much what I felt with the Find Me song. This is also a slower bass song. This song was okay. Probably, I would say, my least favorite song on the album. Not to say it's bad, but kind of weak for me. But that's how I feel about that one. Next song is Kiss and Tell. And immediately it picks back up kind of where we left off with 6 Feet. You kind of get those indie rock guitars sound, very chill kind of sounding, pleasant guitar and bass lines, like you're chilling on a beach. And a lot more piano on this track as well, which is good. Kiss and Tell is a very solid track, definitely in top 5 for me. And then after that, after Kiss and Tell, is A Letter. And funny enough, this is a spoken word track, and it's very meaningful. I think it's talking about somebody who he used to know. Somebody that I used to know. But somebody that he used to know. And just kind of like literally a letter, like, do you remember me? kind of stuff. So very deep. Spoken word, kind of weird sounding. Any kind of spoken word song is kind of weird sounding to me, just me personally. And funny enough, this spoken word track has the best instrumentals on the entire album. So I feel like it's a little bit wasted and could have been used on an actual song with singing. So that's just me, though. Very good sounding guitars on this track, though. Not to knock it away, but yeah. Very solid track. And then after A Letter is Satanic Panic, and this is immediately faster, rock sounding, and kind of frantic paced, a little haunting as well, and it also has a great hook and chorus. Very solid hook and chorus. Immediately very catchy. Yeah, it's a very solid track. It picks right up. If you were kind of in a lull with A Letter, Satanic Panic, I was like, it'll wake you right back up. So yeah, a very good track. Definitely would listen to that again. The next track, okay, I lied. This song, hands down, is my favorite song on the album. It has a great kind of rhythm in the chorus section where he something on the sunny side, a sunny side. It sounds very good. I will definitely be adding this to my library, that specific song, and some other ones, of course, but I will definitely make sure to add this song to my library because it's very good. Yeah, just quintessential indie rock song. It reminds me a lot of the Strokes towards the end, kind of like duetting guitars, doing duetting off each other. And yeah, I love the production. Really, this entire album, I guess at this point in anybody's career, in the music career, this is his sophomore album, but he's been in the music business forever. So I mean, what do you expect? Like, the production's gonna be squeaky clean. And you feel that on this track. This is super squeaky clean. And the last track is Idiots of Oz, and definitely not my favorite track, but I kind of like how it starts, though. It has like an elevator song intro, and then it hits the thick bass line, which I love. I feel like it could have sped up a little bit after that, but it's kind of a slower, meandering song. And the vocalist, the frontman, has very high vocals on this one, which is impressive. Sounds cool. I feel like the song could have been a little faster, but that's just me personally. Very funky, though. I like the funk. Good funk. So if I were to give this album a score, being a newfound, I don't know how, but they found me a fan, because this album made me a fan of the band, and I will check their other stuff out after this. So good job. Yeah, well done. You made yourself a new fan. This is cool. I see why there was so much hype when the other stuff came out, and from what I've heard, people don't like this album as much compared to their older stuff, but I guess those are fans that have been on with these. I don't know but they found me for the whole time, so that'll be interesting for me to listen to the new stuff, the old stuff, and compare it to this new stuff, and see how I feel about it. Might let you guys know that in a future video, but to give this a score, being a new fan of this band, I give it a 4 out of 5. I think it's very solid. I think the only tracks that I'm kind of bored with, only tracks I'm kind of bored with are Find Me and Idiots of Oz and A Letter. Oh yeah, and by the way, I forgot about Make a Record. Make a Record is very solid as well. So this, I don't know how I missed that, but I don't know how, but I missed it. Yeah, this whole early stretch, I would say the first half of the album is very strong, which is good. This whole stretch here, 1 through, I would include 6 foot, 1 through 7, very solid, and then it kind of gets hit or miss after that. But it ends off strong with Sunny Side, so I give that the edge towards it being 4 out of 5. But yeah, thank you guys for checking out this review, and I will see you guys next time. Hey everybody, just a side note. So I found out what Make a Record is. So it's just a small interlude that's only included on the physical copy of the album, and it's in between What Love and SPKOTH. Blah, blah. And it's just like, hey, I hope you like the record. Hope it's good. I don't know if it has any instrumentals on it. I'll have to look it up later. But yeah, I was wondering, like, what? I don't remember listening to Make a Record. So, yeah, just a little side note. That's what that was. So, I'll catch you guys later. See y'all.